Hey folks, today is Friday, July 21st, 2023. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. There's a fire alarm going off next door, so you might hear some things, but I think everything's fine. That crappy building, it goes off like once a month, but there's never a fire, so it seems like that's a problem. Anyway, let's talk about the gaming news stuff. There's a lot this week. First, of course, we got to acknowledge Xbox, FTC, all that stuff. As you probably remember, we covered it last week where the preliminary injunction hearing thing with the FTC and Xbox, Microsoft technically got the win over the FTC on this one. The judge ruled in Microsoft's favor, with this being one of the bigger cases indicating that this process is going to move forward. That being said, I have warned you guys that there are still many things still to go on. There's still regulatory cases in other countries, there's lawsuits, there's more things to go down in the United States, so this is still an ongoing thing, and as of right now, it seems like that's definitely the case even on the Microsoft Activision Blizzard side, because they have put out a statement saying that they have both agreed to extend the deadline of their merger for the deal to go down to October of 2023. Which means we're still going to be talking about this in October. Oh my God. I warned you guys. I said after the last thing, I said after the thing before that too, that this is not ending anytime soon. Not everything. Not yet. That was awful. That was like the worst. I could do a better Christian Bale Batman than that. I'm off my game. I didn't have any coffee. But the other thing worth acknowledging is that head of Xbox, specifically Phil Spencer, put out a statement saying that we are pleased to announce that Microsoft and PlayStation have signed a binding agreement to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. We look forward to a future where players globally have more choices to play their favorite games. I mean, like some games. I don't have the choice to play Starfield on PS5. But hey, what this is a statement of peace between the parties, because as you guys probably remember in the headlines, the biggest piece of contention for a lot of this was Call of Duty between these platforms, with Call of Duty still to this day being an absolute juggernaut. Even if we don't talk about it or play it that much, it's still the main thing. We talked about some sales statistics and data from a week or so ago that came out of the trials and hearings that specifically there are some people out there that buy a console and only play Call of Duty on it, which, what? But hey, I'm not judging. We're all gamers. Yay, that's cool. But as of right now, this seems to be the agreement consensus between PlayStation and Microsoft. Mom and dad are shaking hands for now. Does that mean the console wars or the new console wars of 2023, are they over? Are they? I don't know the rules. Let's move on. In other news, we got a spicy Resident Evil rumor or leak type of thing, thanks to prominent leaker Dusk Golem, who has gotten some things right in the past, specifically surrounding Resident Evil. So that's why people are paying attention to this. But again, it is just a suggestion from one insider, so take it with a grain of salt. But they are suggesting that Resident Evil 9 is coming 2025. And along with that, it's expected to be announced next year, possibly. But along with that, a big Capcom game is apparently going to be announced this year. What that is, who knows? I would love for it to be a new Devil May Cry or something just completely new and different. But the big headline here, the thing you got to take away from this rumor or leak or suggestion is Resident Evil 9 possibly 2025. From what I've heard, I have heard that it exists and that I actually expected it a little bit earlier, but I only have like a source and a half. I'm just some guy. So take all of this with a grain of salt. My big question is like, what the hell is Resident Evil 9 going to even be like? I think at this point, I would love to see the newer style games merge with more of the lore of the older games, but that's just me. I'm a weirdo who still cares about Resident Evil lore. But it was like 7 had its own kind of thing. 8 had its own kind of thing. I wonder what 9's whole thing is going to be. Like, what kind of horror movies or horror things or is it going to take inspiration from? What is it going to kind of be inspired by, emulate, build off of? And also, can we bring back Wesker one more time? Anyway, that leads to a good question I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comments. We could do a whole video on like what we would want or expect from Resident Evil 9. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you want Resident Evil 9 to be? If it's still going to be first person, is it going to be first person? Because like Ethan and that whole thing came and went. I don't know. What do you want? What do you expect from Resident Evil 9? In my opinion, they could go anywhere. Obviously, there's a couple of places that if you've played all the games, you think they could go, but it could be anything. So let me know what you think. Hey, next up, just a big shout out to the longtime sponsor of this show, Vessi. If you guys haven't been around for a while, you should know that these are the killer, dependable, waterproof kicks that we've been recommending for a long time now. I'm wearing them right now, actually. They come in a variety of different sizes, styles, colors for your individual preference. They're really stretchy, comfy, dependable, lightweight. They're sustainably made. But the biggest thing, if you haven't heard this by now, is that they're waterproof. Completely waterproof thanks to Dymatex, their dual climate knit material that actually keeps your feet totally dry, but it doesn't feel like a waterproof shoe. So your feet are cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Now, as you guys probably know, if you've been watching the last couple of weeks, I've been going through a move. I've been moving from one place to the other. I didn't hire movers. I did it all myself, and it was raining constantly. So these things withstood mud, rain, dirt, dust, cleaning out 2 houses, carrying boxes off of a nasty, dirty truck. And since they're waterproof, I was completely dry and fine the entire time. And since they're waterproof, they're easily washable. I blasted them with water, and here I am wearing them at work today. That's versatility right there. I don't know what else to say. So if you want to check them out, be sure to click the link in the description down below or head to vessi.com/gameranx. Then when you're there, you can use code gameranx to get 15% off your order. So go get your style, color, size now. Check that out. And big thanks to Vessi for sponsoring our videos. Now, in other news, that next big Star Wars game, the Ubisoft one, Star Wars Outlaws, seems like it's going to be massive. This comes from an interview with one of the developers at the studio who specifically said that the game is really big. Specifically, the handful of planets can be compared to 2 or 3 zones in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I quote, that traveling across them will feel like a journey, even when you're on a vehicle that's fast moving. So that's big words. Obviously, we have to see the game to believe it. It's just early developer talk, hyping it up. But damn. I mean, if you know anything about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that game was staggeringly big, and it seems like they're going for it here with big planets. The developer also made sure to note that these weren't procedurally generated. These are going to be handcrafted open worlds, so that's a plus, but holy shit, that's a lot of game world. Is it going to be filled with busy work, or is it just going to be vast empty spaces to give you a sense of space to make it feel like it's going to be big, or are they coming up with an interesting way to really utilize this stuff? Or is it going to be 800 hours long and nobody's going to finish it, or really everybody's going to finish it but me? We don't know for sure, but that's the gist. That's the little bit of updates from these developer interviews. If you want to check them out, I will link all of that stuff, everything I reference, all the articles today, in the description down below. Next up, we got some stuff I linked in the description for you to check out. The first is a trailer for Pikmin 4, because Pikmin 4 drops this weekend. Congrats, Pikmin people. I feel like you've been waiting forever, and this might be your last chance at Pikmin for a while, so definitely consider that. Maybe keep that on your radar if you're on Nintendo Switch, because it is reviewing pretty well. Also, it was leaked, and then it was announced with a trailer, a King Kong game. It's like a prequel King Kong game. It seems like a very simple, kind of lo-fi brawler. It's called Skull Island: Rise of Kong, and it's about, like, King Kong's mom and dad get killed, so he goes on a quest for revenge, punching dinosaurs and monsters and giant spiders. I don't really know what this is. It's made from a development studio that made some of, like, the smaller, like, Avatar, Last Airbender tie-in games and, like, experiences like that, so who knows, but yay, monkey business. I just wanted to mention this. Also, we got a new trailer specifically centering around combat for Atlas Fallen. I got to check this out at a convention, I believe, PAX East. It's weird, but it feels like a good throwback to mid-2000s action open world games. So if you want to see more of the combat, check out this trailer. Also, we got a documentary from the great gents at NoClip, specifically around the making of Vampire Survivors, a game that totally blew me away when it released. It's this weird indie creation that's super addictive, and yeah, some good insights here. Also, a game called Ratatan. This is apparently like a spiritual successor to Patapon. I know a lot of people were pretty hooked on that game, so I figured this was worth mention because it flew under my radar, so I wanted to put it on yours. Oh, and a story trailer for Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. If you want to know what the hell's up with these robots and their business, check out this trailer. It's still very much From Software, so there's that, but it's shaping up to look pretty cool, and, you know, we don't have to wait too long because that is releasing in August, so yeah. Also, it's worth noting, because we put the Friday show out a little earlier on Friday, we are missing some of the Comic-Con news that is going to come out of San Diego Comic-Con. Friday evening is going to be, or this evening, rather, is going to be some Mortal Kombat 1 stuff, so we might get a new trailer, new character reveals. Ed Boon's been teasing some stuff, so we'll try and cover that next week, but just keep your eyes peeled on social media over the weekend for that stuff.
But as of right now, though, out of Comic-Con, Insomniac did drop a Spider-Man 2 trailer, and damn, It's a trailer, man. It definitely shows a lot of the game, a little bit more of like what to expect with the plot and stuff, which I'm very interested in as a big fan of the original game. But also we get a real actual look at Venom, and he is very impressive looking. Along with that, they did announce like a special Spider-Man edition PlayStation 5 and controller, which I usually wouldn't mention here because it's just marketing stuff. Yeah, it looks good, but they actually are releasing the PS5 faceplates separately, so you could just buy those, and I think that's like a good consumer-friendly move. It's nice to have that choice instead of running out and buying a whole console. But yeah, that trailer though, let me know what you guys think of that one.
Also, damn, pour one out for the homie. Dolphin on Steam is officially canceled. It's something that we kind of saw coming, but Nintendo has apparently put the axe on Dolphin on Steam. It went down pretty much as you expected if you've been following this news. Basically what kicked off a couple of months ago with Valve and Nintendo talking, and it's like, yeah, basically it's not going to be a thing on Steam, but the developers put out a blog post, and a quote is specifically, as a silver lining, some of the features being developed for the Steam release will still work in Dolphin's normal builds and are still being developed. One of the big features we are most excited for is a full big picture GUI that can be used directly with a controller. That is still going to happen regardless of a Steam release, alongside several smaller features that were just meant to be quality of life improvements for Steam builds. So there's that. Dolphin is still going to exist, probably, and evade Nintendo's clutches, but not on Steam for now. Oh, and just wanted to share something really cool. This has been making the rounds online. This is not a real Mandalorian game. Just want to put that out there. This is a concept mock-up. This is at Gav Makes Games. He is actually an artist in the games industry, specifically had worked for EA DICE, doing some kind of fun user interface, UX art and design mock-ups around a fake Mandalorian game, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's just static screenshots, of course, but it's like, you know, a detailed gear screen and customizing your specific Mandalorian and a photo mode, and it's just laid out really, really nicely and looks absolutely gorgeous and shows us what we could have. Will we ever have that? I don't know, but I just thought this was cool to share before you start your weekend. Let's go, though. I got to get back to work. I'm playing Remnant 2. The Before You Buy is out now if you want to check out our first impressions, but the game's pretty cool. If you like the first one, I think you'll be satisfied, but I want to get back to playing that. So let me know what you think about the gaming news that is going on this week. Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about the Xbox FTC stuff again. Let's talk about the possible peace between PlayStation and Xbox regarding Call of Duty. Do you think some open world games are getting too big? Like when you hear about Star Wars Outlaws planet sizes, are you excited or exhausted? All the stuff, all the trailers and stuff I talked about, and specifically, of course, most importantly, what are you playing this weekend? You getting a new game? You playing an old game? Let us know in our pinned comment just to keep us informed for tailoring videos to you. But that's it. I gotta go back to work. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Hit me up in the comments. We'll be down there as much as possible, but I'm always on my YouTube channel, Jake Baldino, which I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks, but I just put a new video out. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, all that nonsense. But again, have a good weekend. Be safe. I'm Jake Baldino. Pizza's on me.